Test 1 2, test 1 2. Hello once again and welcome to Daleville Bronco Basketball. We're coming to you from Bronco Fieldhouse tonight where Daleville is hosting the Monroe Central Golden Bears in a Mid-Eastern Conference contest this evening. And before we look more closely at the matchups, I will let you know that in the junior varsity contest, the Monroe Central Golden Bears were victorious by the score of 57-31. Monroe Central enters tonight's game with a record of 1-0. Their head coach is veteran Brian Klein, who holds a 278 and 217 coaching record over his career. He's 20-7 here as he starts his second campaign as the head basketball coach at Monroe Central. He did spend 17 years as the head coach at Blue River, so he's no stranger to the MEC, and he spent some time coaching in Shelby County prior to that. The Bears opened their season last Tuesday with a big win over their county rival Winchester by the score of 57-46. Last year, the Bears had an excellent season, finishing 19-7. They were 7-2 in the Mid-Eastern Conference, and they captured sectional 56, that's in Class 1A, and also took the Newcastle 1A Regional by the score of 66-58 over our own Daleville Broncos. Then they fell to a strong Couts Ball Club, 50-44 in the semi-state. Our Broncos enter tonight's game with a record of 0-1. They're also 0-1 in the Mid-Eastern Conference. Their head coach is Jordan King. He, of course, is in his first season as a head coach and first season leading the Broncos. Daleville dropped their opener last Wednesday night, that's a week ago Wednesday, to a strong Shenandoah Ball Club by the score of 83-46. The Broncos got off to a good start in that ball game, holding a lead on several occasions in the early going, but they trailed Shenandoah by only 20-18 at the end of the first quarter. But then Shenandoah outscored Daleville 26-9 in the second quarter, and the Broncos were never able to get back into the ball game. As we look at the series history between Monroe Central and Daleville, Monroe Central holds a 32-11 edge in that series over the course of the last 40 seasons. Monroe Central also won both contests between the Broncos and the Bears last season. They won by a count of 78-59 in the regular season, and they beat the Broncos by a score of 50-44 in the regional. We'll take a short break and be back with your starting lineups. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. Here are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First, for the visiting Golden Bears of Monroe Central, starting at a guard is Luke Morgan. He's a 6'1 sophomore. He scored 10 points, had 2 rebounds and 5 assists in the game against Winchester. At another guard is Jackson Conkle. He wears number 11. Morgan was 0. Conkle is 11. Conkle had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists in the Winchester game. At a third guard is Griffin Ganem. He wears number 12. He had 6 points and 3 rebounds against Winchester. Peyton Chamness is in the middle. He scored 5 points, had 1 rebound against Winchester. He wears number 23. LaDanian Isom is a senior, 5'11", had 6 points and 10 rebounds against Winchester. And also number 50, Tayshawn Beatty. He had 24 points and 9 rebounds against Winchester. He is a 6'4" senior. So Monroe Central goes with Morgan, Conkle, Ganem, Isom, and Beatty, and Chamness will come off the bench. And we'll get you the rest of the starting lineups here momentarily. But right now, the big flag is coming down across the way, and we're going to get ready for our national anthem.
For the Golden Bears, first up, number 2, Eli Friend. Number 20, Tyler Vogue. Number 22, Cooper Houston. Number 23, Peyton Chandler. Number 24, Miles Gross. Number 32, Chandler Brigla. Last up, number 34, Isaac Middleton. Now for the starters, number 0, Luke Morgan. Number 11, Jackson Conkle. Number 12, Brendan Gaynham. Number 30, Damian Isom. And number 50, Tashawn Beatty. Gold Bears are coached by Brian Klein. All right, Bronco fans, get on your feet and clap your hands. First up the non-starters. Number 1, Brandon Sigler. Number 15, Jeffrey Hilton. Number 21, Logan Parker. Number 24, Isaac Elam. Number 31, Braylon Randolph. Last up, number 40, Isaac Cunningham. Now, for your starting five, first up, number 2, Thomas Reset. Next up, we have number 4, Carter King. Number 19, Bryson Sigler. Number 12, Caleb Aiken. Last up, we have number 23, Carson
So the Broncos again are going with Caleb Aiken. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist against Shenandoah. Also, Carter King, point guard, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Bryson Sigler, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Also, Thomas Smith, 7 points, and Tig, 8 points. Tig's going to step in to jump it up against Isom of Monroe Central as we're just about ready to get things underway. Tips up and controlled by Monroe Central. That's Conkle with it in the backcourt. Conkle working against Aiken, goes high left side with it to Morgan. Morgan on the dribble, drives it right, gives it off to Ganem. Ganem on the dribble, he dribbles, centers it, penetrates, kicks it back out on top to Morgan between the circles, being guarded by Sigler. Morgan penetrates, spins into the lane, kicks it out left side to Conkle. Conkle shot fakes, takes a dribble, puts up a shot, no good off the iron, rebound off to Aiken of Daleville. Aiken into the front court, drives it right, spins into the lane, puts up a shot off the iron, no. Ty gets the rebound, kicks it off to Smith. His three-pointer right wing is no good, and up with it quickly for Monroe Central is Morgan. He gives it off to Conkle, who scores it and is fouled. So Conkle will go to the line for the Bears. Foul is going to go against Smith, I believe.
That's his first, team first. Conkle shooting 2.
So Bears lead it here in the early going 2-0. Conkle's free throw is up and good, makes it a 3-0 count. And up with it in the backcourt for the Broncos is Sigler. Sigler crosses the timeline, being pressured closely by Conkle, gives it off to Aiken, high right. Aiken near the 10-second line, gives it back off to Sigler. He drives it right, stumbles out of control. We got a whistle, and what's it going to be? Out of bounds, they say last touch by the Bears, so Smith will trigger the ball in for the Broncos on the baseline. Correction, there is a foul on that. That goes against Ganem of Monroe Central. Smith gets the ball and bounds to King. King between the circles comes near side with it to Aiken. Aiken dribbles right, gives it off to Sigler. Sigler's long three-pointer right wing is good. Bryson Sigler with a 3 knocks things up at 3 apiece here in the early going. Morgan now between the circles for Monroe Central, drives left side of the lane, puts up a scoop shot, no good, rebounds loose and fought for, picked up by Monroe Central's Conkle, but tries to feed it inside, the ball is knocked away and picked up by Sigler of Daleville. Sigler now comes out top to Tige. Tige shot fake, drives right side, has it knocked away and out of bounds. And they say last touch by Tige, so the ball goes back over to Monroe Central. Conkle walks it up for the Bears, drives it right, picks up his dribble, goes high left with it to Ganem, who goes inside with it to Beatty. His turnaround shot in the lane is no good. We got a whistle. Foul is going to go against Tige of Daleville. Second team foul for Daleville here in the early going. Tayshawn Beatty, a 6'4" senior, as we mentioned in the pregame, had 24 points against Winchester in their opener. His first free throw's up and good. Beatty readies his second. That one in and out, no good. Rebounds fought for, and finally cleared off by Aiken of Daleville. Aiken in the front court has it knocked away momentarily, loses it, saves it, stepped on the sideline. That will give the ball back over to the Golden Bears. Conkle drives it right for Monroe Central. He's double teamed, kicks it out on top to Morgan. Morgan thinks about a 3, comes back right wing to Conkle, drives it right baseline, picks up his dribble, nearly stepped on the head line, but they don't call it. There's a 3-pointer by Ganem off the backboard and in, and that puts Monroe Central up by a 6-3 count. Smith with it for Daleville, has it knocked away by Beatty and out of bounds. Broncos triggered in bounds. They try to go inside to Smith, but it's knocked away. Bad pass by Sigler. Turnover gives the ball back to Monroe Central with it, and Morgan has it on the left wing. Morgan dribbles, centers, penetrates, puts up a runner. Right side, no good. Rebounds fought for. Rebound put back up, and no good by Beatty. But the next rebound's cleared off by Morgan, and he scores it and makes it an 8-3 Monroe Central lead. Sigler with it high left for Daleville, penetrates into the lane, crossover dribble, 15-footer straight away off the back iron, no. Rebounds fought for, picked up by Smith. Smith's 3-pointer right corner is good, pulls Daleville back to within 2. And with that, what do we have? Whistle, looked like a timeout. There's some confusion on the other side, but it is going to be a 30-second timeout taken, I guess it was by Daleville. So we'll take a short break. You're listening to Bronco Basketball on Daleville Athletics. Monroe Central basketball. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the first. Conkle with it, big guarded closely there. Gives it off now to Morgan. Morgan dribbles left, whistle, and we got an offensive foul going to go against Luke Morgan. Gives the ball back over to Daleville. Monroe Central picking up in some full court man-to-man pressure. Aiken gets the ball inbounds to King. King into the front court, now being guarded by Morgan. Morgan gives it off to, that comes back to King. King to Tige, runner in the lane is up and good. Carson Tige with 2 points knots the score at 8 apiece. Morgan for Monroe Central now. Comes near side with it. That's Ganem. Goes down inside to Beatty. Beatty double teamed, right block, kicks it out to Isom. Isom in the lane. His shot's up and good. Makes it a 10-8 Monroe Central lead. Thomas Smith with a long three. Short, but Tig tips it back out. King with it now between the circles. Tig penetrates. Now back out to King. King high right side. Now that's Aiken with it between the circles. He penetrates, puts up a scoop shot, no good off the backboard, but he's fouled.
That's his second. Team third. Aiken shooting 2.
So Caleb Aiken will go to the line to shoot a pair. Foul one against Isom of Monroe Central, and that's his second. We're going to get a substitution for the Golden Bears. That is Breedlove is getting ready to enter. I'm assuming he will take Isom's place. Aiken buries his first free throw. Caleb readies his second. That was also good. Pulls the Broncos even at 10 apiece. Conkle now from Monroe Central into the front court. Tries to penetrate, gives it off to Morgan now, 40 feet from the basket. He drives it right, crosses over into the lane, kicks it out. There's a three-pointer on the way by Breedlove, is no good. But with the rebound basket is Beatty, and that puts Monroe Central on top by a 12-10 count, and a timeout is taken by Daleville, so we'll take another break. You're listening to Bronco Basketball on Daleville Athletics. It'll be Daleville basketball as Monroe Central leads it here 12-10 with 3:24 to go here in the first. Smith triggers the ball and bounds to King. King being guarded closely there by Morgan, gives it off left side to Sigler. He drives the lane, puts a scoop shot up and scores it. Bryson Sigler with 2 knots things up at 12. Morgan into the front court for Monroe Central, pulls up, three-pointer off the front iron, no rebounds, cleared off by Smith of Daleville. Smith brings it up himself, looks up, gives it back now to Sigler between the circles. Sigler drives it right, backs it back out, goes right corner to Tig. Tig penetrates, kicks it out near side with it to Smith. Smith now to Sigler high left. Sigler finds an open Smith in the lane. Turnaround shot is up and good by Thomas Smith. Puts the Broncos up on top by 2. Conkle into the front court, loses his footing, loses the ball, picked up by Caleb Aiken. His layup is up and good. Puts Daleville up by a 16-12 count. Morgan into the front court for Monroe Central. Morgan looks, goes high left with it to Breedlove. Breedlove goes inside with it to Beatty. Beatty double teamed on the right block, spin dribble into the lane, got a whistle and a travel as he lost his footing, gives the ball back over to Daleville. Broncos now have the opportunity to bump that 4-point lead up even further, which would be, of course, their largest lead of the ball game. Substitution for for Monroe Central. Ganem sits down, and into the lineup for the Golden Bears is Chamness. King Into the front court, penetrates, kicks it off to Smith. Smith, step back three, off the iron. No, looked like there might have been a foul, but no call. Rebound's cleared off by Morgan of Monroe Central. Morgan, high right, backs it out, being guarded by Sigler. Goes right corner to Conkle. He drives the baseline, kicks it out to the left corner. Tried to get it over to Breedlove, but it was deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe Central gives the ball back over to the Broncos. Smith triggers the ball inbounds to King, gets it up to Sigler. Sigler left wing. His three-pointer is good. Sigler buries the three, puts Daleville now up on top by a 19-12 count. Into the front court now for Monroe Central comes Morgan. Morgan between the circles, being guarded by Sigler. Drives it left. Step back, follow away three off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Aiken of Daleville. He spins into the lane, loses it. Regains control, gives it off to Sigler left side. Sigler crosses over into the lane, finds an open Tig, wide open under the basket, scores it, basket, Tig assist. Sigler puts Daleville up by 9 here as we near the 1 minute mark of the first. The ball goes down inside to, that was Beatty, and we got a whistle. Beatty's put the ball in the basket, but we got a whistle before the shot. Foul's going to go against Daleville. Goes against Tig, that's his second foul. Monroe Central triggers the ball inbounds to Chamness. Chamness to Morgan. Morgan high right. Goes high left with it to Breedlove. Back to Morgan. Morgan thinks about the three, penetrates into the lane, spins, puts up a jump shot, is up and good. Morgan with 2. Pulls Monroe Central back to within 7 here as we're at 40 seconds to go here in the quarter. Smith out top to King. King comes near side with it to spin in the lane, goes to Tig, left baseline, blocked. So Sigler penetrated in the lane, skipped it out to Tig. Tig had his shot blocked. And last touch by Monroe Central. So Tig will trigger the ball inbounds in the left corner. Got a whistle. The officials warning Beatty of Monroe Central to give him some space on the inbounds. Tig. Oh, got a whistle. And apparently, Beatty reached across the out-of-bounds line, which, after being warned, would give Beatty a technical foul, I believe. So to the line for Daleville goes King. He'll shoot the technical. He knocks that down. He gets a second. King gets the second one to drop, and that puts Daleville back up on top by 9, 23-14. And Beatty sits down and into the lineup for Monroe Central for the first time tonight is Middleton. Isaac Middleton, a 6'3" junior, into the lineup. Tig will trigger the ball inbounds from the midcourt. Gets the ball into King. King being guarded closely there by Morgan. King, crossover dribble backcourt. Goes high right side with it to Smith. Smith backs it out. We're at 12 seconds. Sigler, high left. Penetrates. Puts up a shot. Runner in the lane is up and good, and a foul. So Sigler will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play. He looks like he got poked in the eye in the process there.
Sigler will be shooting one.
Bryson Sigler steps to the line. 4.8 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Sigler, if he can see the basket, will have a chance to put Daleville on top by 12 if he can connect. Free throws up and good. So that makes it 26-14. Broncos lead it. Substitution for Daleville into the lineup for the first time is number 21, Logan Parker. Broncos get the ball in bounds. Middleton with it, that's Morgan puts up a 25-footer at the horn off the back iron, no good. And that's going to do it for quarter number one. Daleville leads it by a count of 26-14. We'll take a break and be back with second quarter action. You're listening to Bronco Basketball on Daleville Athletics. About ready to get things started here in the second quarter. Monroe Central comes back with Middleton, Breedlove, Chamness, Morgan, and Conkle. Broncos come back. Parker in the lineup for Daleville. He's the only non-starter in there right now. Conkle with it right side for Monroe Central. Gives it off to Morgan right baseline. Morgan dribble centers it, being guarded closely by King. Goes high left with it. Now they go on the baseline to Conkle. Now Morgan high right side. Morgan penetrates right side of the lane, puts up a runner, no good, but he's fouled.
Now the Broncos number 12, Aiken, that's his first, team's first. Morgan.
They get Caleb Aiken with that foul. His first, just the team's first of the quarter. Morgan readies his first free throw. That is up and good. Second free throw by Morgan is off the front iron, no good. But it's knocked out of bounds. And last touch by Daleville, so Monroe Central will retain possession. Morgan will trigger in for the Bears. Gets it in left baseline. That is Chamness. Back out on top to Morgan. Morgan high left, being guarded by Aiken. Morgan drives it right side. Puts up a runner. Off the glass and good. So Morgan's basket pulls Monroe Central back to within 9. King with it between the circles. Drives the lane. Puts up a left-handed scoop shot off the glass and good. King with the basket. Puts Daleville back up on top by 11. Chamness with it high right side for the Golden Bears. Out on top it comes to Conkle. Now between the circles to Morgan. Morgan being guarded by Aiken. Crossover, dribble, fall away, jumper in the lanes off the front iron. No good. Rebounds cleared off by Aiken of Daleville. And up it comes to Parker. Parker gets it back out to Aiken. Now between the circles it goes to Smith. Smith now to King. King penetrates. Gives it off to Parker, high right. He drives the lane, puts up a 14-footer in the lane, in and out, no good. Rebounds cleared off by Breedlove of Monroe Central. Gives it off to Conkle. Conkle between the legs, dribble, spins, goes baseline with it. That is Middleton's three is short. Rebounds loose, fought for. On the floor goes Aiken, and what do we got? Timeout, I think, was called there by Aiken in hopes of retaining possession, which he did. So I think it's a 30-second timeout.
Timeout by the Broncos.
28-17 your score. Broncos lead it by 11. Monroe Central held the lead for the mostly early going there in the first quarter, but then the Broncos spurted out to a 12-point lead, 26-14 at the end of the first quarter, and Broncos are hanging on to an 11-point lead at this particular point. So it'll be Bronco basketball. They'll go the length of the court. Aiken will trigger the ball inbounds to King. 6:22 to go here, quarter number 2. King into the front court, being guarded by Conkle. Comes near side with it to Aiken. Aiken on the dribble, high right. Hands it off now to Smith. Smith goes to Aiken, and it's knocked out of bounds. Stolen away momentarily, but it's saved inbounds by Monroe Central. They save it into Aiken, and Aiken drives and got a whistle. And we're going to have a turnover against Daleville. I don't know if they got him for a double dribble or what it was, but it's Golden Bear basketball regardless. Here, high right side, it comes to Gannon. He goes down inside with it. That is Breedlove. His shot's blocked away, but Ison gets the rebound. He puts up his second shot, no good, and up with it quickly for the Broncos is Tig. Tig loses it momentarily, picks it back up. Now it's loose on the court again. There's a scramble. It's picked up by Conkle. Monroe Central tries to get it up to Chamness, but it's stolen away by Parker. We got a whistle. And foul, I believe, is going to go against Monroe Central. Goes against Conkle. His second of the game, first of the quarter for Monroe Central. Smith gets the ball inbounds to King. King directs traffic. Crossover dribble, has it stolen by Conkle. Conkle takes it length of the court, lays up, scores it. That pulls Monroe Central back to within 9, 28-19 here at the 5:20 mark of the second. Aiken drives it right side, kicks it down the baseline to Tig. Tig's three-pointer. Carson Tig buries that three, puts Daleville back up on top by 12. Up quickly for the Bears is Conkle. Conkle goes high left with it. There's a three-pointer by Gammon. Is off the rim, no good. Rebound's cleared off by Tig of Daleville. Tig gets it off to Smith. Smith into the front court. Penetrates, backs it back out. Goes high right with it to King. King now Tig. Tig drives right baseline, pull up, 12-foot baseline jumper's too strong. Rebound's cleared off by Isom of Monroe Central, but stolen away by Tig. Slid on the floor, no travel call. Tries to give it off to Parker. Parker loses it out of bounds. And I think it's going to go back over to Monroe Central. Isom gets the ball inbounds to Conkle. Conkle into the front court. He gives it off to Isom, right side of the lane, puts up a short jump shot, no good. The rebound is cleared off there by Breedlove, kicks it out to Gammon. Gammon tries to get it back out to Conkle. He catches, drives the lane, puts up a scoop shot, up and good. Double pumps basket there by Conkle. Pulls the Bears back to within 10. King now to Aiken, back to King high right. 4 minutes to go here, second quarter. Tig with it high left. Tries to pass across Smith, but it is stolen away by Breedlove, who loses it as he puts a shot up, but Isom clears the rebound, puts it back up, and scores it as, I believe that is Monroe Central player off the end of the floor, and I think that is Breedlove, who's holding his knee in considerable pain. And there's going to be a break in the action here as they tend to the injured Golden Bear player. So we'll take a short break. Again, Bronco basketball on Daleville Athletics. Broncos lead it by 8. So Chandler Breedlove leaves the court for Monroe Central, not putting any weight on, looks like his left foot there. So he appears to be in considerable pain. But it will be Bronco basketball leading it by 8 here with 3:45 go here in the first quarter. Parker with it high right side for Daleville, kicks it back out to King right wing. King on the dribble, comes near side with it to Tig, baseline to Smith. Smith's three-pointer, up and good. Thomas Smith with another three-pointer puts Daleville back up on top by 11. Morgan with it between the circles for the Broncos, kicks it off on the baseline. That's Ganem. His three-pointers in and out, no good. Rebounds snatched off there by Tig, gives it off to Smith. Smith now to King between the circles. Left baseline, it goes to Tig. Tig drives in the middle, has a shot blocked there by Chamness, and Chamness snatches it, gives it off to Morgan. Morgan with a high side for the Golden Bears. Morgan backs it out, being guarded by Aiken. Now goes high left side with it to Chamness. Chamness now to Ganem. Ganem on the dribble into the lane. His jumper is no good. Rebounds loose and fought for, cleared off by Chamness. Kicks it back out to Morgan, being guarded by Aiken. Morgan drives the lane, has it knocked away and out of bounds. I think they're going to get Daleville with a foul. It's going to go against Aiken, I believe. Aiken second, team second. To the line goes Morgan. He'll shoot a pair. First one's up and good. Substitution for Daleville. And into the lineup for the first time tonight is Jeffrey Hamilton as Parker sits down. Bryson Sigler also re-enters the lineup as Aiken sits down. Morgan's free throw's up and good. Makes it a 34-25 ball game here as we have 2:30 to go here in the first. Sigler drives in the lane. We've got a shot block. We've got a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to go against Monroe Central. So Bryson Sigler will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Team second, Sigler shooting 2.
Bryson readies his first free throw. He buries that. Sigler's second free throw is also good. Makes it a 36-25 Bronco lead. Morgan with it for Monroe Central. Comes right up, pulls up, three-pointer, no good. Rebounds cleared off by Tig. He gives it off to King, to Sigler. Sigler gets it up. Tried to get it up quickly to Hamilton, but Hamilton didn't seem to pick it up, and when it goes out of bounds, turnover, gives the ball back over to Monroe Central. Conkle with it for the Bears. Penetrates into the lane, kicks it right baseline. That's Chamness. His three-pointers in and out, no good. Rebounds cleared off there by Ganem. His putback is good. Pulls Monroe Central back to within 9. Here at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Sigler directing traffic now, high right. Gives it off inside to King. King hits it left baseline to Tig. His three-pointer off the iron, no. We got a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Monroe Central. That foul goes against Isom. That's his third. Tig's first free throw is off the iron, no good. Second free throw by Tig is also too strong. And we got stoppage of play. And apparently someone stepped in the lane because Tig gets another free throw. And this time he knocks it down. putting Daleville back up on top by a 10-point margin here as we're under 2 minutes to go. Conkle penetrates, kicks it off left baseline to Chambliss, kicks it out on top to Morgan. Morgan being guarded by King, drives it left, and passes it directly into the hands of Thomas Smith, who says, I'll take it, gives it off to Sigler, back to King, back to Smith, back to King between the circles, back to Smith, high right, now King with it in the circle. Minute 20 to go here in the first. King hands it off to Parker. Parker high left, picks up his dribble, gives it back to King. King drives it left baseline, kicks it to Tig, back out on top to Smith. Smith shot fake, penetrates, looks, and tries to get it out to Sigler, nearly stolen away. Sigler skips across near side to Parker. His baseline three's up and good. Parker with the three. Daleville on top by 13 here with under a minute to go in the first. Conkle with it from Monroe Central, gives it off to Morgan. Morgan on the dribble. Drives it right, cut off. They're going to get King with a push off on the drive there.
Number 4, King, that's his first, team third.
It's the first foul against King, third of the quarter for Daleville. Morgan will tricker the ball inbounds from the baseline. Morgan gets it into Conkle. Conkle with it right wing, being guarded by Parker. Crossover dribble, drives, puts it up the lane, scores it. Conkle off, bucket off the glass, pulls Daleville, or correction, Monroe Central back to within 11 as we're under 30 seconds to go here in the first. Smith with it high right for Daleville. Drives it right, backs it back out. 17 seconds to go here in the first. King with it now. Straight away, 40 feet from the basket. Directs traffic. He's being guarded by Chambliss. King penetrates, comes near side with it to Sigler. Sigler penetrates into the lane, puts up a scoop shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, no good. Rebound's finally cleared off by Chambliss as the horn sounds. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. Daleville will take a 40-29 lead into the halftime break. We'll take a couple-minute break and hopefully be back with some halftime numbers. You are listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. We're going to look at some halftime numbers first here from Monroe Central if I could read things here. Morgan had 3 2-point field goals and 3 free throws for 9 points. Conkle, 4 2-point field goals and a free throw for 9 points. Ganem had 2 2-point field goals for 4 points. Isom, 2 2-point field goals for 4 points. Beatty, a 2-point field goal and a free throw for 3. And Beatty left the game in the late first quarter and has not returned. And that's going to do it for the scoring for Monroe Central. So again, the Bears were led by the 9 points from Morgan and the 9 points from Conkle. So we look at Daleville. Sigler had 2 threes and 2 twos and 3 field goals. And if my math is correct, that's 13 points for Bryson Sigler. King had a 2-point field goal and 2 free throws for 4 points. Aiken also had a 2-point field goal and 2 free throws for 4 points. Smith had 2 3-point field goals and a 2 for 8 points. Tig had 2 2-point field goals, 1 3-point field goal, and a free throw for 8 points. And Parker had a 3-point field goal for his 3 points. So again, the Broncos were led in scoring there in the first half by Bryson Sigler's 13 points and Smith's 8 points and Tig's 8 points. We will take another break and be back with second half action. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. We're back here at Daleville High School. The Broncos hold a 40-29 edge here as we get ready to start the third quarter of play. We look back at the first half. Broncos, actually the game was quite even for the first 4 minutes or so. Then the Broncos spurted late in the second quarter to take a 12-point quarter break lead at 26-14. Then in the second quarter, it was nearly even as Monroe Central outscored Daleville 15-14 to make that halftime score 40-29, as I mentioned. Both teams still in the huddle. Interesting for Monroe Central. Tayshawn Beatty, the Golden Bears' leading scorer, left the game after getting a technical foul in the first quarter, did not play at all in the second quarter, but he, as we see now, is going to be in the lineup as we start the second half of play. So the Golden Bears go back with Beatty, Conkle, Ganem, Morgan, and Isom, and Daleville also back with their starters. Morgan with it in the front court for the Golden Bears. Morgan to Conkle. Now Isom goes down inside with it to Beatty. His turnaround shot in the lane's no good. Rebounds fought for. Got a whistle. Foul. He is going to go against Sigler of Daleville. On the rebound, so it'll be Monroe Central basketball on the baseline. Morgan will trigger it in. Lobs it in high to Beatty. Gives it back to Morgan. Morgan thinks about the three, gives it off to Conkle, right wing, being guarded closely by Aiken. Now it comes back out to Isom. Isom with it, penetrates into the lane, goes baseline to Conkle. Conkle penetrates, goes baseline to Isom. Isom's cut off there by Smith, but his shot in the lane is up and good. Basket by Isom pulls Monroe Central back to within 9. King into the front court for Daleville, goes high left side with it, Smith. Smith, being guarded by Isom, goes down the baseline to Tig. Tig looks, lobs it inside to Sigler. Sigler in the lane, thinks better of it, tries to go down inside to Aiken, but it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe Central. Broncos will retain possession. Tig triggers it into Smith on the left baseline. Now Sigler, left wing. Sigler thinks about the three, gives it off to Smith. He'll let it fly. Air ball, rebounds cleared off by Beatty. Beatty to Morgan. Now baseline with it to Ganem. Ganem, his three's no good. Rebounds cleared off after a loose ball momentarily. King up with it for Daleville. King gives it off near side. Now that's Sigler, top of the key. And we got a whistle, and the foul is going to go against Conkle, I believe. That's Conkle's third foul. Bronco basketball on the near side. Aiken will trigger it in. Aiken lobs it into the backcourt to King. King being guarded by Morgan. King now in the front court. Goes left side. Sigler penetrates into the lane. Euro step shot in the lane, no good. Rebounds loose, fought for. Finally picked up by Conkle. Conkle being guarded closer. They get a whistle and foul against Daleville, I believe. It'll be Thomas Smith on the foul. Smith second, team second here in the early going of the third quarter. In the front court with it for the Bears is Morgan. He goes high right with it to Ganem now. Top of the key to Beatty. Beatty penetrates into the lane, puts up a runners up and good. Beatty with a nice take to the basket. And the big fellow there looks to possibly be asserting himself. Baseline, it goes to Tig for Daleville. He tries to get it back out, but it's stolen away by Morgan. He lays it up and scores it, and all of a sudden, the Golden Bears are within 5, 40-35 here at the 5:50 mark of quarter number 2 as Coach Klein implores his Bears to pick it up on the defensive end. King between the circles being guarded by Morgan. Has it knocked away, stolen away, and we're going to get a foul on Sigler as he stepped in front of the Monroe Central player. And we got a discussion going on in the middle of the floor there. Tempers have appeared to flare just a little bit. Officials and coaches still sorting things out, but it's going to be Monroe Central basketball. They trigger the ball in bounds. Morgan lobs it down inside to Beatty, and that was way too easy as Beatty scores it, and we got a whistle as the Bears turned to head the other direction. Sigler was in the middle of things there. And the officials confer. Regardless of the outcome, Monroe Central has trimmed what was a 11-point halftime deficit down to 3 here with 5:34 to go in the second quarter. Broncos had led by, I believe, as many as 14. Now it's a 3-point spread. Officials still conferring. Both teams at their bench. And Monroe Central's been able to get the ball down inside to Beatty, who's just returned to the lineup after sitting out about nearly a quarter and a half. And Beatty catches the ball down the low post and scores it way too easily. Both sets of players and coaches appear to be imploring the fans to get loud as the officials still sort things out. So apparently a foul is called against Monroe Central's Beatty, and Sigler is shooting technical free throws. First one's up and good. Now, I don't know for sure if that was, well, they got Beatty up there as on the scoreboard. That would be his second technical foul if that is in fact what it is. So both free throws were good there by Sigler, and it's going to be Daleville basketball here on the near side. Aiken will trigger the ball in bounds. Smith with it now between the circles, being guarded by Isom. Smith comes near side with it to Parker. Parker penetrates, gets it back off to Smith, being guarded closely by Isom. Now high left it goes to Tige. Tige between the circles, being guarded by Beatty. Beatty bumps, walls loose, a whistle and a foul. And who are they going to get? Now they're going to get Bryson Sigler with the foul. Substitution. King re-enters, replacing Aiken. It's going to be Monroe Central basketball. In front of their own bench. Isom triggers it into Morgan. See if Monroe Central looks to continue to feed Beatty. Conkle into the lane. Penetrates. Goes baseline to Isom. Isom spin move in the lane. Shots up. No good. We got a foul. Gonna go against Daleville. Foul goes against Bryson Sigler. That is his fourth foul. Bryson will sit down. And Caleb Aiken will re-enter the lineup. Isom's first free throw. Off the back iron, no good. So Aiken re-enters. Broncos go with Aiken, Parker, King, Smith, and Tige. Isom raises his second free throw. That one is off the back iron, no good. Rebounds loose, fought for, and Beatty gets re-up, puts it up, misses, and finally rebounds cleared off by Aiken. We got a whistle, and they say Aiken traveled as he was trying to make the outlet pass under some pressure there. So Monroe Central will get the ball back. Again, Broncos lead it by just 5. 4:53 to go here in the third. Monroe Central basketball on the baseline. Morgan will trigger it in. Lobs it deep to Isom. Isom hands it back off to Morgan. Morgan penetrates in the lane. His runner is up and no good. Won't fall. Rebounds fought for. Cleared off by Smith of Daleville. Broncos with a break there. Aiken with it down on the baseline. Back to Smith, high right. Smith looking, being guarded by Isom. Goes inside to Parker. He loses it. Ball is taken away by Monroe Central. Conkle into the front court for the Bears. Conkle. Top of the key, it goes to Beatty. Beatty backs it out. Gives it to Morgan. Morgan directing traffic between the circles. He steps into the three-pointer from high right side. Off the iron, no good. Rebound's cleared off by Thomas Smith. Smith into the front court quickly, goes to the baseline to Parker. Parker back out on top, it goes to King. King to Smith. Smith directs traffic. Drives it left. His shot up in the lane is no good. Rebounds cleared off by Beatty of Monroe Central. He gives it off to Morgan. Under 4 minutes to play here in the third. Conkle with it high left for Monroe Central. Being guarded by King. He drives it left. Gives it to Isom. Isom. Now Ganem drives. He puts up a runner's block by Smith. Up with it for the Broncos is King. King. Crossover. Goes baseline to Tig. His three-pointer left wing off the iron. No, but it's cleared off by Smith. Smith under the basket. He's in trouble. Kicks it out to King. King's three-pointer straight away. Off the iron. No, but putback is no good. King with it. Or correction, that's Smith with it. Smith in the lane, got a whistle, and a travel is called against Daleville. Broncos had 2 or 3 shots at it there, but were unable to convert, and the ball is going to go back over to the Golden Bears. Substitution. Chamness re-enters the lineup as Ganem sits down. 3:19 to go here in the third. Broncos holding on to a 5-point lead. Bears have trimmed the halftime lead of 11 down to 5, had it down to as low as 3. In the front court comes to Chamness for Monroe Central. Conkle with it now between the circles. He drives left side. His runner is no good. Rebounds fought for. Loose and out of bounds off of Monroe Central. Broncos will have possession. Fortunate there as the Bears got a couple shots at it but couldn't get it to drop. King will bring it up for Daleville. King being guarded by Morgan. Comes high right side with it to Thomas Smith. Smith tries to pass it in the lane, but it's knocked away. Up with it for Monroe Central is Beatty, who takes the length of the court and scores it. Pulls Monroe Central back to within 3. Tig with it now, left side, back to King. King high left, being guarded by Morgan. King comes between the circles with it now to Parker. Parker now to Smith. Smith backs it out, being pressured by Chamness. Chamness with the steal, gives it off to Morgan of Monroe Central. Morgan with it. Left side of the lane, kicks it out on top to Chamness. Chamness' three-pointer straight away is off the front iron, no good. And up with it for the Broncos is Parker, but Parker loses it, and it's picked up by Beatty of the Golden Bears. Beatty now gives it off to Conkle between the circles. 2:05 to go here, third quarter, I should say. Morgan with it now, straight away, being guarded by Aiken. Morgan drives it left, picks up his dribble, kicks it back out on top to Beatty. Beatty now to Morgan. Under 2 minutes, Morgan drives the left side of the lane, puts up a shot, no good, but he's fouled. So Luke Morgan will go to the line for the Golden Bears with the opportunity to pull Monroe Central to within 2. Luke Morgan readies his first free throw. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Morgan readies the second one. It is up. Riles around, won't go. Loose ball, and we're going to get a foul against Isom of Monroe Central, I believe, on the rebound. And that's Isom's fourth foul. Substitution, Ganem re-enters the lineup for Isom. Broncos with the basketball, holding on to that scant 2-point lead. King walks it up slowly. Comes high right side with it now to Aiken. Aiken drives it right. His runner in the lane is up and good. Caleb Aiken with a tough score there. Puts Daleville back up on top by 4. As we're under a minute and a half to go here in the third. High right side is Morgan with it from Monroe Central. Morgan penetrates, backs it back out. Now drives again. He puts up a runner. It's good. And he's fouled. Morgan with a big bucket there for the Golden Bears. Pulls them to within 2 and a chance to get it to 1 if they can complete that 3-point play.
Morgan shooting 1.
Morgan's free throws up and good. That makes it a 44-43 Bronco lead. Substitutions. Beatty sits down and Middleton re-enters from Monroe Central. Daleville's going with Hamilton, Smith, King, Aiken, and Tighe. Monroe Central applies some token pressure there. Broncos get it inbounds. King with it now. High right side, it goes to Tighe. Tighe has it knocked away from behind, out of bounds. Broncos will have it out in front of the scorers table. Tighe finally gets, or correction, that Smith gets the ball and bounds to Tighe as they're denying King the basketball. Smith with it now for the Broncos high left, gets it to King. King has it knocked in the backcourt. Pressure there by Morgan. King finally gets off Tighe, back to King. Now Smith with it, goes down inside to Aiken. Aiken in the lane, kicks it to Smith. Smith, top of the key, goes left side to Tighe. Tighe penetrates, has it knocked away from behind. We're going to get a foul call. I think that's going to go against Conkle of Monroe Central. And that's Conkle's fourth foul. Fifth of the quarter for foul against Monroe Central, their fifth, so Tighe will shoot a pair, and Broncos will need to hit free throws here down the stretch if they want to hold on to the lead they have. Free throws up, in and out, no good. Substitution for Monroe Central. Conkle sits down and into the lineup for the first time in a while. His friend, maybe the first time of the evening. Friend's free throw, or correction, Tighe's free throw is up and good. Puts Daleville back up on top by 2. So it's Monroe Central basketball. 36 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Morgan walks it up slowly. We've got a whistle and a foul. Offensive foul against Monroe Central away from the ball. And that foul goes against Middleton. So Daleville will have it. King in the backcourt being guarded by Morgan. King gives it off to Aiken. Aiken high left. He's guarded by Ganem. Monroe Central looking to apply a little bit more defensive pressure. Aiken takes the ball to the glass and scores it. Big basket by Caleb Aiken puts Daleville back up on top by 3 here with 10 seconds to go in the third. Morgan in the front court. Morgan's being guarded by King. Drives it left. His three-pointer straight away is no good. Off the backboard. And that's going to do it for 3 quarters of play. Broncos lead 46-43. We'll take a break and be back with fourth quarter action. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. 46-43, Broncos lead it here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. It'll be Daleville basketball on the near side. Aiken will trigger the ball in bounds. Aiken gets it into King in the backcourt. He's guarded by Morgan. King into the front court now. Gives it off to Tig. Tig picks up his dribble. Monroe Central denying, makes it difficult. He finally gets it to King. Now Tig. Broncos appear to be in no hurry, but Tig drives the lane, puts up a runner off the front iron. Nobody's fouled. So Carson Tig will shoot a pair. And as I mentioned, Broncos are going to have to knock down free throws here down the stretch. If they're going to have any chance to hold on to this. It's been a very hard-fought game so far. First free throw by Tig's up and good. Tig's second free throw is also good. Puts Daleville back up on top by 5. 7:30 to go in the ball game. In the front court is Morgan. Morgan top of the key now to Ganem near side. It comes to Chambliss. Deep down in the lane they go, get it inbounds, or into the paint, I should say, to Beatty, who scores it. Again, that's too easy for Beatty to get the ball down that low into the paint. Bronco basketball with it now. Aiken between the circles, being guarded closely there by Ganem. Ganem gives it off to Tig. Tig comes high with it, gives it off to King. Tig, runner into the lane, follow away jump shot short, and rebound is cleared off by Beatty. Beatty gives off in the front court to Morgan. Morgan penetrates into the lane, kicks it out on top. Chambliss' long three-pointer rattles around and falls in, and that pulls the Bears even at 48 here at the 6:40 mark of the fourth quarter. Runner by Aiken's no good, but got a foul against Monroe Central. So Aiken's going to go to the line to shoot a pair. Correction, be Daleville basketball on the baseline. Tig to trigger it in. King with it now on the baseline. Being guarded by Morgan. Now Smith has it knocked away and stolen away by Friend of Monroe Central. He takes it to the lane, and we've got to have a travel. Yeah. Friend with the steal, but unable to convert, gives the ball back over to Daleville. Officials conferring with Coach Klein. We're going to go to the scorers table. I'm not sure if the score is correct or not. The scoreboard says Daleville leading at 50-48 now. They bump it back down to 48 all. So we got a tie ball game. 6:25 to go. Be Bronco basketball. King with it. Monroe Central picks up in some token pressure. In the front court is King. Now Tig. Tig penetrates. Loses it. Stolen away. Whistle and a foul. See the foul goes against. Friend sits down for Monroe Central. Tig will trigger the ball inbounds for Daleville. Gets it into Smith, left corner. Smith being guarded by Conkle. Crosses over in the lane, and we got another travel call. Gives the ball back over to the Golden Bears. Monroe Central a chance to take a lead here for the first time since the very early going. Conkle inbounds it to Morgan. Morgan in the front court, guarded by King. Morgan, now Conkle between the circles, being guarded by Aiken. Conkle picks up his dribble, gives it back to Morgan. Morgan on the dribble, penetrates, scoop shot, up and good. Morgan with a tough basket there, puts the Golden Bears up by a 50-48 count here at the 5:30 mark of the fourth. King's three-pointer off the iron, no good. Rebounds cleared off by Beatty of Monroe Central. Beatty to Conkle. Conkle now to, there's a basket driven the lane, is good by Ganem. That puts Monroe Central up by 4, and Daleville will take a timeout, so we'll take a break. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. .5:12 to go in the ball game. Monroe Central's come all the way back and taken a 4-point lead here, 52-48. King into the front court, now being guarded by Ganem. He's being pressured. Gives it off high left to Tige. Tige picks up his dribble. And we got a whistle and a foul against Friend of Monroe Central, so a foul away from the basketball. Substitution for Monroe Central. Friend comes out, Morgan re-enters. Tige triggers it in from the baseline, gets it in to Sigler. Sigler drives the baseline, shot fake into the lane, shots up, no good, but he's fouled. So Sigler will go to the line for a pair. That's Kunkel's 5th foul, so he'll sit down. Friend will re-enter the lineup for Monroe Central.
Number 2, Friend checking in.
Sigler's first free throw off the front iron, no good. Bryson readies his second one. That one is up and also no good. Rebounds cleared off by Beatty of Monroe Central. Gets it off to Morgan. Under 5 to go. Morgan with it being guarded by Aiken. Penetrates into the lane. His shot's up off the iron, no good. Rebounds cleared off by Sigler of Daleville. Sigler up quickly, goes inside to Aiken. Aiken's shot in the lane's up and good. Big basket there by Aiken, pulls Daleville back to within 2. Morgan now in the front court, being guarded by Aiken. Directs traffic. Drives it right, gives it off to Friend. Near side it comes. There's a three-pointer by Ganem, is no good, but there to clean it up is the big fellow, Beatty, and that puts Monroe Central back up on top by 4. Aiken, his runner is no good. Rebounds cleared off by Monroe Central. Beatty gives it off to Morgan. Morgan drives the lane, puts a runner up, and scores it. Whistle and a foul. What's the call? Foul goes against Sigler. It's his fifth. So Morgan will go to the line with a chance to extend the Bear lead to 7. Morgan appears to be in some pain as he grabs his knee, or maybe a cramp possibly. Morgan's free throw is good, makes it a 57-50. Monroe Central lead here as we're under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Aiken now in the front court for Daleville, got a whistle. Give the ball to Monroe Central. And I'm not sure what the call was. Monroe Central basketball nonetheless. They get a foul against Daleville's Smith. And Morgan is fouled the back court by Aiken. Foul's going to go against Caleb Aiken, his third. Team's third. Ganem gets the ball in bounds in the backcourt to Morgan. Monroe Central with a set play. They go high post with it to Beatty. Beatty looks like a clear out for Beatty, but he loses it. Knocked away, stolen away, picked up by Aiken. Aiken's going to take it all the way to the glass. No good, but he's fouled by Morgan.
Give it up to the Bronco band and the Bronco cheerleaders.
Broncos will take it the length of the court. Smith gets the ball in bounds, and we got a whistle. Got it into King. Foul away from the ball. Chamness with the foul sends Daleville to the line. It'll be Jeffrey Hamilton with a chance to pull Daleville within 6. First free throws off the back iron, no good. Substitution. Caleb Aiken will re-enter the lineup. He will replace Hamilton after this second shot. Free throw is up and good. Makes it a 65-58 ball game, so 7-point spread. 46.2 seconds to go in the game. Broncos pick up in full court pressure. Chamness gets the ball in bounds to Morgan. Morgan splits the trap. Still in the backcourt. Chamness finally gets to the front court to Ganem and gets the ball up to Beatty, who takes it to the glass and scores it. Puts Monroe Central back up by 9. 30 seconds to go. King tries to pass it off, but it's kicked and out of bounds. Last touched by Beatty. And where are they going to have the Broncos? Yeah, Broncos are going to have to take it the length of the court as Hamilton re-enters. Aiken sits down. King in the front court gives it to Thomas. Smith, I should say. Three-pointer. Smith, short. Saved by Monroe Central, out of bounds. And it'll be Monroe Central's basketball. Correction, Daleville basketball. Tig with it in front of the Bronco bench. Tig gets it into Smith. Smith penetrates. Looking. Gets inside to Tig. His layup's no good. We've got a foul against Monroe Central. With just 9.3 seconds remaining. Broncos trail it by 9. Tig will go to the line to shoot a pair. Tig's free throws up and good. Pulls the Broncos back to within 8. Again, 9.3 seconds to go. Tig's free throws up and good. Makes it 67-60. Broncos with full court pressure. They get the ball inbounds to Ganem, but he throws it away. Tig with it, gets it up to Aiken. Aiken three-pointer is short and out of bounds. Monroe Central has it, and that's going to do it. Your final score, Monroe Central 67, Daleville 60. We will take a couple-minute break and be back with some final numbers. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. back here at Daleville High School, where the Monroe Central Golden Bears have taken a 67-60 Mid-Eastern Conference victory over the Daleville Broncos. And we look at the score by quarters. It was even the first 4 minutes or so of the ball game, but then Daleville spurted to a 12-point lead, 26-14, at the end of the first quarter. It was a technical foul late in the quarter there against Monroe Central's Beatty, and he sat out basically the rest of the first half. And the second quarter then, Monroe Central outscored Daleville 15-14, but that allowed the Broncos to hold on to an 11-point lead at the halftime break. Then the Broncos were only able to muster 6 points in the third quarter to Monroe Central's 14, making it 46-43 Daleville at the end of 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, Monroe Central outscored Daleville 24-14 to allow the Broncos, or the Golden Bears, I should say, to take that 67-60 victory. We will take another break and hopefully be back with some final scoring numbers. You're listening to Bronco Basketball and Daleville Athletics. Here are your final scoring totals for the victorious Golden Bears. They were led by the 21 points of Luke Morgan. He was followed by the 17 points of Tayshawn Beatty. Those are the only two Bears in double figures, but Jackson Conkle had 9 points. Griffin Ganem, 8 points. And LaDanian Isom as well as Peyton Chamness had 6 apiece. So again, you had Morgan with 21, Beatty 17, Conkle 9, Gannon 8, Isom 6, and Chamness with 6. That runs the Monroe Central record to 2-0. Broncos fall to 0-2. They were led in scoring by the 15 points of Bryson Sigler, and Sigler had 13 of those 15 in the first half. Carson Teig had 12 points. Caleb Aiken had 10. Thomas Smith had 8. Logan Parker came off the bench to score 8. Carter King had 6. And Jeffrey Hamilton had 1 free throw for 1 point. So again, the Broncos were led by Sigler's 15, Tiggs 12, Aiken had 10, Parker 8, Smith 8, King 6, and Hamilton 1. Again, Broncos record falls to 0-2. Monroe Central goes to 2-0. Broncos are 0-2 in conference play. Monroe Central 1-0, as their other victory was against non-conference foe Winchester. And the Broncos will travel to Tri-Central tomorrow night for a ball game against the Trojans all the way up in northern Tipton County. Then they are at Eastern Hancock next Friday, at Blue River next Saturday. Correction, that's Blue River the following weekend, I should say. And they close things out before Christmas break with a home game against Westell on December the 20th. So Blue River December the 19th, Westell the 20th, Eastern Hancock next Friday, Tri-Central tomorrow night. All those on the road with exception of the final game before break against Westell, which will be at home. That's going to just about do it here from Daleville High School. Again, Monroe Central with the Mid-Eastern Conference victory 67-60 over the Broncos. Good evening, everyone.